Ahoy fellas, Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay guys, FW19 I put it aside for a while for drying, and I should have another video, but probably by this Friday. I've been working on my Danish training ship, the Billings kit of the Danmark. So far folks, I got the hull frames pretty well glued in, stationary. Got the mast steps glued in between the bulkheads. I got the side shear skins installed, got the decks installed, and I got oodles of work to do. And the next step is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and start planking it. And once the planking is all done, I'm going to start doing some sanding on it like that, and fill and prime. And after that's all done, I'll get the hull all painted. Once the hull's all painted, I'll start working on the decks and give it some shellacking. And very interesting model. I haven't built one of these in many years, folks. I have this in my stash for over 40 years. I can't remember how long I've had. I think I bought it around 72, something like that. 43, 44 years, somewhere around there. And so I decided to give this old girl a build. So she needs it really badly. So slowly but surely I'm starting to finish up on my builds and everything, folks. So I've been pretty busy. And incidentally, folks, give you a little fast review, a little preview peek of the Danmark, what she looks like when she gets done. Right there, guys. That's what it'll look like when it gets finished. Less sails. The kit comes with sailcloth. That's which is good. And it's all pre-printed out. All you gotta do is cut it out and fold the tabs over, sew it in the sewing machine. So I elected not to put the sails on this one, although she deserves it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the yards and spars and leave them in views to show the intricate rigging of it. It won't take long to build this little girl. These building kits, they build it quite fast. Nothing compared to my marine model, my whaling ship, Charles Morgan. And so this is what's going to look like, folks, when it's all done. So a little sneak preview right there. So I pretty much had this all day yesterday, and pretty much all last night, and a little bit today. Actually, I got about 3 days in this already. So it needs to be built. So this is the best she looks. Let's open up the box. And the box is pretty old and tattery, folks, because I had it for a long time. And as long as the kit's contents is all there, which it is there, I got all my fittings for it that I bought. So it's going to be a very beautiful ship when I get done with her. So let's go over and take a look at the Danmark and see how she's shaking. Now this is the Billings kit, folks. So this is all the way from Denmark. These kits were still very popular today, but they were introduced to the U.S. probably late 1960s, and they were very cheap back in those days. This ship here cost me $20, $19.95, with less fittings. The instructions, they indicate on the instructions sheet to give you, which is in 3 languages, and it says this kit is designed for 2 reasons: to keep the costs low. The second reason is give the experienced builder some skill and time to make his own fittings by using the plans and make his own fittings to save himself some money. If you're not skilled at making your own fittings, one step is the final step. You got to send away for the fittings, and I send away for the fittings because I don't want to fart around with making fittings myself, which I can. So I think this shit deserves some good fittings, so I ordered them, and I got those fittings. Those fittings probably cost me about $25 back then. It was a lot of money back in those days. Nowadays, about $300 for the fittings, probably perhaps even more. But anyway, let's go take a look at the Danmark, folks. Enough chatter. There it is right there, her bare bones. Looks like a resemblance of Sylvester the cat skinning a fish. And so I got my forecastle deck on, and I got the main deck on, All these parts come off, folks. I'm just toying around, checking the accuracy of the fittings on it. This ship is actually composed out of nothing but plywood and rayon wood, and that's about it. It's not a domestic wood for certain, and the wood's pretty dry, folks. Once I start applying this polyurethane on here, this polyurethane is good stuff here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna airbrush it to my airbrush, and I got another airbrush at the house over here somewhere. I'm gonna use it. I use for shellacking, and I save my pache for my model, for my plastic. And so I want to airbrush the deck. So it's probably gonna take about anywhere from 11 to 13 coats of polyurethane, because once this deck soaks in all that polyurethane and dries, then you give it another coat, and it builds up and builds up. The decks are all printed, folks. I'll zoom in a little bit, guys. You can see how the deck detail is really the lines on there. You can do two methods, folks. They give you a bunch of wood over here. This is mahogany they give you, which is in the bundled form, and they want you to go ahead and take this mahogany here and lay it right over the decks. Well, I've never seen a deck on a ship mahogany. It's always teak, and so Denmark had teak decks. I'll say mahogany for the deck furniture, and also the cap rails, and other sanities that's well needed for this. So anyway, what I'll do, I'm going to shellac these decks down so they're nice and smooth as a baby rump. Then go ahead and add the fittings. And the fittings all have their own sub-assemblies done to them. Each piece of wood here, you see, folks, has its own fittings you got to do. You got to add wood to it and everything, and shape and everything. Follow the plans. The plans are pretty much foreign compared to domestic, but like I said, once you got to understand how to read plans, guys, to build models like this, and you got to study the plans. You got to put your mind into the designer's head to see how he designed it. So I'm glad I'm getting this damn one together. That was the hardest part, was putting on these shear skins right here, folks, because I had to soak this in ammonia and water, and for a while until it got nice and pliable, and I'd be able to use tight bond cement. For model ship, folks, I don't use no ACC glue. I don't use that stuff at all. This is what I use right here. Same thing Gary Brinkler used on his Blue Nose schooner, and I've been using this stuff for years. This stuff here, guys, don't take long for this stuff here to dry out, and it's very amazingly strong. So I highly recommend using tight bond on balsa wood, or even plywood, wood ships and wood models in general. And the Denmark here's my beautiful ship here. So I was working on the pin rail right here. It needs some good sanding. I used my Dremel tool and drilled out the holes right there, as you can see, for the fife rails, for the belaying pins that'll pass through this to the fife rail on here, and the belaying bench. I mean, the other one's like this on printed sheet, folks. You gotta cut that out right there and sand it smooth with a file or a sanding stick, because you don't want to leave no uneven edges on there. And after that, just go ahead and drill out your holes for your belaying pins. And I'm going to stain it with this, I got some stain here, folks, not mahogany. What is the other? Here it is. Golden oak. That's what I like. So I'm going to put golden oak for the belaying benches. And use the mahogany for the cap rails. And it's going to be a dandy of a build I get finished with it, folks. So there's a lot to do on here. And so I got a lot of wood on here, on this kit here, and I finally ingested this thing here wholeheartedly, mentally and physically. And I know where pretty much everything goes. And everything is complete and accounted for, even my fittings. The fittings are absolutely just gorgeous, fellas. Okay, guys, we'll swing this camera around to yours truly right here, and we'll finish up the video here. So I'll figure give you guys a peek at my project here. This is my spring build, which is going to turn into a summer build. And this being my mighty Denmark, I'm going to get her up to the rigging anyway. I'm going to get her done. I got to hop on that Charles Morgan and get her finished too. So anyway, folks, like I was saying earlier, these shear skins right here were the hardest, difficult of the procedure. You had to put tight bond glue on it, and you had to nail them in there, and using an area of clamps, they clamp it in, and using this file right here on your bulkheads, you got to file at at least a 35-degree angle so that the planks will lay evenly. And the planking is going to be very simple on this because the hull's not that bad. So the hard part is pretty much done, and everything else will go together and snap. So everything is pretty well set up. Here, the starters of your planking is this shear strip right here. I cut it out, and that's my own design right there. I always have the shear pins right there to be able to show be able to start the starting of the planking. Then I can plank down to the keel. And I got balsa blocks back here, which are called filler blocks, because it's going to be awful hard, fellas. I mean, to plank around the transom, the stern, unless you steam them really good. So my method of thumb is put some balsa block back here, which is right here. I bought a hunk of balsa and cut it out, fill in behind the stern. All you gotta do is file the shape, and your planking will follow. Okay guys, enough chatter. Let's get back to me and we'll finish up the video. Okay guys, anyway folks, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll have a video of my Airfix 124 scale FW190 by Airfix, my personal build I'll be doing. I will have her done probably next week sometime. No foot race on it. Give her time for that primer to cure, and I'll give her some pre-shading, and I'll go ahead and start putting her clothes on. Until then, I'll be working on this Danmark. I want to get that transom all sanded down tonight, and I need to do some sanding around the shear skins of the hull. And I'll probably put about 6 strips of planking on it, and start getting the hull planked. So I can have this hull planked in a couple hours, be all done. And it'll keep me busy for a while, and I'm glad I'm attacking it. It doesn't need to be in the box. So I got a lot of ship models I got to get finished too, and I'll be having a lot of these for my builds in the past, guys. And I made an entryway to my hutch right behind my working bench here. I got about 122 ships in there, and old plastic Revell kits and some balsa wood, some paper. I've been showing those builds in the past. Then I go down to the basement, start opening up boxes and see what I can shake up right there. So I got a lot of stuff here shaking, fellas. So anyway, I'll keep you busy with builds in the past, in between builds, keep you guys entertained. Keep myself entertained as well. Okay guys, that'll be it for tonight. So the next video will be Friday. It'll be the pre-shading. It'll be the pre-shading of my Focke-Wulf, and I'll start putting the final colors to it and finish up the build. So it'll be done next week. What day? I can't tell you, but it'll be definitely done one day next week. Okay guys, this about does it for me. It about does it for the Danmark. And I gotta go to the store and do some shopping a little bit. I will take Mama San out for dinner. She likes Chinese food, so I'll go out and take her out and get her some Chinese food. And I think she'll like that pretty good. And so will I. Okay guys, this is Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. And we'll catch you guys next video. Thank you all for tuning in and checking in and everything. I'm very honored, each one of you. And make Mama happy as always. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. So stay tuned for update number 4 ski of my Airfix 124 Focke-Wulf. This is Frankie Day signing off. Catch you guys next video. Bye boys.